So our next issue of focus, where at a time Nigeria is still grappling with the killing of soldiers in the Okuama community of Delta State. Another set of soldiers have died in an ambush. About 6 soldiers and some local vigilantes have been reportedly killed by terrorists in Shiroro local government area of Niger State. And this happened in a bloody confrontation between vigilantes and terrorists at Gada weekly market in the state. GKB, we just talked about, well, not this episode, some weeks ago, about the killing of soldiers, and it's seeming like, would I say, a usual thing where security forces are being gunned down, and it seems like those who are perpetrating this crime have been left, on the loose. What do you make of this?
It's unfortunate that we are still where we are a couple of years ago. Personally, I thought that by now, with the change in leadership at the very top, change in leadership at NSA, change in leadership at the Army, that things will have gone beyond this. Because you and I know that in most countries that really are serious, they don't let these things go like this. They don't care the consequences. They don't care the collateral damage. A point must be made that you can simply kill our soldiers and go scot-free. It's not done in any serious civilized country. Because once it starts like this, the only reason why you have power is for the security of our lives and properties. That's why we ceded some of our rights to government. Take some of our rights, protect us. Because if this continues and the face of that security are gone down like chicken and nothing happens, I can guarantee you Somalia is beckoning. Because Nigerians know how to copy. Once they see that this is happening and nothing is happening, nobody is paying the price, there are no consequences.
For action.
You continue along the path. Because like you said, sooner or later it will become normal to hear in the news the officers have been gone down and we've lost. It's unfortunate. I know they're trying their best. I know they've recorded successes all over the north. I'm not going to take that away from them. But it doesn't take away the fact that once in a while, things like this should not be allowed to happen. Because without really protecting those who put their lives on the line or revenging them, as my people will call it, then what are they dying for? They only die in vain.
BK, what's your position on this matter?
You know that area, the Shiroro area, Niger State is a big problem. There are many local governments, between 8 to 10 local governments, where bandits
in control
and terrorists are in control. Let me say, very active. Let me not use the word control. Very active. Rafi, local government. Magama, Rijau, which borders Kebi. This Shiroro. The army has come under attack so many times because in this Shiroro there are elements who used to be active Boko Haram fighters who are now operating in that area, because before Shekau died, he actually sent his men to Niger State. In fact, I remember the last Salah before his death, he published pictures of his men on Salah Day inside the forest in Niger. That was where I knew that these people had spread their tentacles beyond the northeast. And there were people who were denying that no, Boko Haram has not gone beyond the northeast. You see, propaganda, you can do so much propaganda. But at the end of the day, you are wasting your time, because the truth is by nature self-evident. Bandit leaders like Dogo Gide, for example, are known to work with Boko Haram fighters. They engage them, they do some of the work together. That is why you see the sophistication of some of the bandit attacks, they cannot execute that level of sophistication on their own. The attack on government secondary school, science secondary school, Kankara, was executed with Shekau's involvement. In fact, Shekau, at a point, wanted the two bandit leaders that he worked with to transfer the boys to him. And they told him that that is a logistical waste of time, because how do you move the boys all the way from the northwest to the northeast?
To Niger.
Then the government was negotiating with one of the two. At the end of the day, government successfully negotiated the release of those boys. The point that I'm making is, in this same north central, in this Niger state, they shot down our aircraft. It was this same bandits. You know, and I'm saying, the more they work together, the greater their chances of success, because the bombardment that those guys were facing in the northeast is one reason many of them decided that, okay, let's come down to the north central. Of course, even the kidnapping of those train passengers on March 28, 2022, it was executed with Boko Haram involvement. The attack on Kuje prison, as we have now seen, was executed with Boko Haram involvement. So they are not localized in the northeast alone. People should stop simply thinking, Boko Haram
it's a local problem.
is the north. They've moved to the north central. Remember the killings in Owo. The killings in that church in Owo. It was Boko Haram elements that executed it.
North central, yeah.
So we have a real problem, a big problem on our hands. We've got to realize that the enemy is not relenting. The enemy is becoming more sophisticated. The enemy has resources. People can kidnap train passengers. As many as they were, they packed them into the forest and they got hefty ransom. You know, they have money to buy weapons from the black market. One bandit was even boasting in the northwest about armor personnel carrier that he bought from the black market. Those who thought it made sense to fight Gaddafi the way they did, they created problems for us.
Serious problem all over Africa.
Because the fall of Gaddafi,
Libya, yeah.
So the rise of ISIS and co.
And the cheap weapons from that side. And some of the weapons coming in through Libya, coming into Chad, Niger. A lot of them are NATO-grade weapons. Because when those troops were retreating, the NATO people, their weapons were inherited. Yeah. Some of the weapons that the Nigerian army seized from Boko Haram had NATO written on them. And when you see some of the weapons, you know as a soldier that these weapons are not in our inventory.
Right.
So you know that these are weapons that they used over there.
In another theater, yeah.
You have access to them, they buy them. The black market. Niger Republic, as I always say, is like a failed state. Many parts of Niger Republic, there's no government. So what can we do
to address or nip this in the bud? Because we're talking about our personnel being lost, you know, their lives being lost on a daily basis by these terrorists.
We have to do something about illicit weapons, the way they come into our country.
Right.
They come through the waterways. Even in Kebbi State, through River Niger, they bring in these weapons. You know, we share border with Niger Republic from Kebbi in the northwest down to Yobe in the north.
It's very long, but
we have extensive borders with them. Our border with Chad is a very small one. The land border, very, very small. But with Niger, cutting across more than 6 states is a big problem. Right. And these weapons are coming in. They're coming in. We've not found a way. Our borders are porous. And in areas where Boko Haram is strong, especially in Borno State, who is going, because they still hold on to some parts of Borno State. Don't be deceived. So in those places, how do you confront them? Those places are even largely unmanned. Some of those border communities unmanned by security, whether it's immigration or custom. So these things come in. Right. We have to find a way to stop these illicit weapons from coming in. Right. The rate at which they are coming into our country and coming even with military weapons, military uniform.
Camouflage.
That is what they wear.
Well, let's leave it at that because we cannot continue this conversation. Although it might need more analysis, but we hope to get this discussed in another episode. Thank you so much, my colleagues in the studio, Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Gani Kayode Balogun. Thank you for your insights on the